brothers and sisters, soldiers and soldierettes, thank you. And if you are alive and breathing, guess what? We are back to conquer another day, and it's great, isn't it? Let's get to those honors, shall we? I honor thy ancestors, those righteous ancestors, that soldiers and soldierettes whose spirit is still alive, and many great brothers and sisters out here. And I always say, also within our families, because we can't forget our families too. And not everybody's gonna reach that success state of mind at the same time. We all have to go through our levels. So I've learned to be understanding about things like that, because I too was in a space of learning at one time before I came into really knowing spirituality. And of course, as I always say, there's always work to be done. Once we keep our mind where we're learning, we'll always ascend. We'll never go wrong. And don't take things personal, whatever it is, from person, place, or thing, unless it's a threat to your life or something that can cause you to lose your life. Then that's always got to take different actions, because being spiritual and being one with that great divine is not about being soft. It's about being in tune with oneself. And I've said many, many times, it's not about being tough. It's not about being hard. It's not about being no gangster. It's about being tuned with that spiritual divine spirit within. That's what it's about. But like I said, things are a threat. Sometimes we have to let person, place, or thing know where we stand. But let's not feed too much into that, because we let those who are toxic and don't want to learn and don't care about being aware, let them be in prison in their own mind. Don't let them drag us in, those that are self-aware and have finally got to that success state of mind. Never let nobody take you out of take us out of what we have been fighting for our whole lives, brothers and sisters. Always do a little introspection. Think of things that we have powered through to get us to the state that we are in. And thank those. And good morning or good afternoon or good evening, whatever time zone you're in. And I appreciate those that have been following along on this journey. Current subscribers, new subscribers, those who are looking on. Because I appreciate anything that you have got out of a brother. Because what is something I always say, there are many great brothers and sisters out here and in our families. And may all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And salute to those who have a purpose and are working toward that purpose. And that's any brother or sister, young or old. And salute to the reachers and teachers that are out there doing their thing, because I have learned from many, and that's in my family, brothers and sisters, young and old. It's a beautiful place when we can learn from anything, as long as it's righteous, good energy. But we can learn from the negative too. But like I say, don't let it affect us. Don't let it come into our system. But we all have challenges, different challenges in our lives that we deal with. That's why we do things like this. And we have a meditative moment. And thank you. This is another edition of EBX Discussion. And thank those that have been joining along. I really, really appreciate it. And it's good to express, as a lot of teachers you hear say, and you hear me say, it's better out than in. It's always good to express, even on platforms and stuff. As long as we got right within and we're really trying to grow, it's a very good thing to express. It's just how we're expressing and what we're expressing and what we are using our platforms for. If we're doing it for righteous things, great things will always come down the road. And that's what, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful law of attraction from that great divine, because that great divine loves those who are righteous. And today I wanted to talk about studying how dreams can define our spiritual walk. And I'm going to talk about two types of dreams. It's three types. One is dealing with popcorn. That's weird. I know that sounds weird, but I want to reiterate on a podcast I did maybe a day ago, 2 days ago, and it's called One's Job is to Love, Not Judge. and know who the real enemy is. You know, if we are truly awakened, we know who the real enemy is. So, and I talked about that on that podcast. And I talked about a dream I had in that podcast about a content creator, you know, that I watch. And this could be brother or sister, you know, it just happened to be a brother. Because I listen to a lot. Once you open up that spiritual mind and you're willing to learn and not taking things personal and learning from things, whether it's good or bad, I'm telling you, you will conquer so much ground when we're not stubborn, jealous, hateful, and no poisonous things within. When we're there at that state, there's no stopping us. And this could be brother, sister, in our family, young or old. So I'm saying all that to say, that's why when we pay attention to our spiritual walk, that divine will reveal some beautiful things. And go back to the dream I had about a content creator that I listen to. And I listen to a lot of brothers and sisters speak. And, you know, it's great. And the dream I had, I mentioned that the brother was eating popcorn. As weird as that sounds, he was eating popcorn in the dream. And it stuck with me. And the dream was a happy dream, by the way. It was very happy. And it was other people in the dream also. And we were all laughing and having a good time. And, you know, and I said in the dream, you know, this brother was sitting at the table by himself. And I called him over and said, hey, brother, how you doing? And, you know, he came over to the table and we vibed. I talked about that in the recent podcast. And I'll put it in the end screen. One's job is to love and not judge and know who the real enemy is, not those in our circle. We know who the real enemy is if we are truly self-aware. But going back to this dream, the brother was eating popcorn, and I thought that was weird. I was like, why is this brother eating and it was a box of popcorn. I remember distinctly. I can remember the hairstyle, everything. It was very detailed, this dream. So, and I knew this is one of those dreams that divine wanted me. It was a message in this dream. So, and it was weird to me. It's like, why is this brother? And I even, in my dream I was like, why is this brother eating popcorn? You know, I never thought nothing about it. And it stuck with me, and it was just weird why I remember that part. I remember every part of the dream, but that specific part, I remember him eating popcorn. So, ladies and gentlemen, as in part of my title, study. When we study things, two things you hear me say all the time. My two favorite words: study and organization. These two things can really get you ahead in life, within our spiritual life and our physical life. And we can help those that we are connected to and help them to understand, and understand their spiritual walk or their lives. Or if they're not spiritual yet, people that think like me and a lot of great teachers that are out here, brother or sister, will help to teach them to know their spiritual walk and know how to understand it. Because when we first come into it, it's a lot of things that will sometimes maybe seem kind of scary and things we won't understand. That's why we have to study. So I reiterated that dream because I looked it up. Remember, I said we're going to talk about 3 dreams, and 2 of them are dreams about massive amounts of water, but it's 2 different stages to this water. Okay, but first we're going to talk about dreaming about popcorn. And I had to look it up because it stuck in my mind. It was just, I was like, why is this brother eating popcorn in my dream? It was weird. So I looked it up, brothers and sisters, and here we go. Bear with me. Remember, when we study, we can learn how our dreams literally can define our spiritual walk, help us go even deeper into our spirituality. So here we go, dreaming about popcorn. And yes, popcorn, as weird as that sounds. Here we go. Dreaming about popcorn is a sign of creativity. Popcorn is a symbol of transformation through challenges and difficulties. This dream also symbolizes the achievement of something and how to use every moment as a stepping stone. So I want to read that one more time. Dreaming about popcorn is a sign of high, I forgot to add that, high creativity. Popcorn is a symbol of transformation through challenges and difficulties. This dream also symbolizes the achievement of something and how to use every moment as a stepping stone. That's right, brothers and sisters. And what I got out of that dream, and also the people that were in the dream, they were great. They were highly creative. And the brother that was eating the popcorn, of course, he had to be highly creative because he was actually eating the popcorn. So I don't know if anybody pay attention to their dreams. I'm gonna shed some light on it. When you have dreams and it's a dream that sticks with you, and you wonder why you're dreaming certain things and it's weird, or it could be good or bad, study it, look it up. You can, when we look up our dreams, we can almost predict the future. We can anticipate things to come, and we can prevent things from coming when we study our dreams. I'm serious. I always tell people to Google their dreams. People think it's weird. That's what spirituality is all about. Tapping into that weirdness, stepping into the unknown. That's what we have to do. We can't be afraid. Just step into it. As long as it's not nothing, I always say, not nothing toxic or bad. But, if we take the bad and the good, but, of course, we take as I heard a great brother say, we take the good and leave the bad, and when we distinguish. If we have a bad dream, we see why we're having that too, so where it's coming from. And I'm gonna kind of tap into those fearful dreams that we might have sometimes, and that not all dreams are good, but this particular dream about the popcorn, I thought it was amazing. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, you will amaze yourself when you go in deep into your spirituality and really take it serious. You will be so amazed the things that we conquer and come across. So that was the first one about the popcorn. I thought that was amazing, And I've learned, like, over the years, to pay more attention to one's dreams. And again, like I say, if you want to define your spirituality, study your dreams. Study. You'll hear me say that a lot. And that's how you'll ascend in this life. That's how you will conquer a lot of things. And the most important thing, prevent things from happening, especially if it's bad. And because a lot of us, I always say, are connected to loved ones, children, family, significant other. So that's another good reason why we look up dreams, because we can also help prevent things in others' lives. Because I'm telling you, spirituality is no joke. It's more than just a fad. It's a way of life. And when you see this, when you see things, when you see the results, and not only in ourselves, in others too, and that great divine will always let us know we're on a righteous walk. But as I said, none of us will be able to handle the full glory of the power of that great divine. So that's why we have to study and do little things and be serious on this walk, so we can get a glimpse of that power and become even more powerful. So now I talked about the popcorn, which I hope you thought I thought it was amazing. So as I say, everything we come across, whatever it is, I don't care if it's the word sky, look it up, brothers and sisters. You will be amazed. We have to take this walk serious if we want to grow and help others grow. Now we're going to talk about dreaming about water, because I dream about water a lot. And that's why you see me doing a lot of podcasts with water and the sky and mountains and, in the universe, because these are the things that are in one's mind or in my conscience all the time, And we're going to talk about water. And what does it mean to dream of water or clear water? And to be honest, I just had a dream last night about massive amounts of water. And I'll be honest, I don't know why, for some reason, in some of these dreams, when I have dreams about massive amounts of water, a little bit of fear comes in me. So I always look that up. Like, why am I fearful of massive amounts of water? So of course, what do, brothers and sisters? We are never confused. Remember that. The divine is never the author of confusion. We might have some concern. So that's why we study and we go deep. So, of course, I looked up water. So we're going to talk about water. We're going to talk about the positive dreams we have about water. And we're going to talk about, I don't want to focus on the negative, but we're going to talk about why we're fearful of water. Okay, this is the positive stage. Clear water is a positive dream symbol. If you're swimming or spending time near clear water in your dream, you probably are in touch with your emotions and clear with how you feel about life. Now that's beautiful. So that's what brings on the dreams about water, because you have stepped into another phase of your spirituality, or should I say of our spirituality, because water can go deep, right? We know how some oceans can be deep in depth. So that's why a lot of us dream about water. And that's the positive thing. One more time. Water is a positive dream symbol. If you're swimming or spending time near clear water or in your dream, you probably are in touch with your emotions and clear with how you feel about life. Notice it said clear, no confusion in there. So that's the positive thing about water. That's what brings on water. But it brings on a lot of other things too, brothers and sisters. Because something I say a lot, this walk can be challenging sometimes. When we come into spirituality and we are connected to that great divine, it doesn't mean we're floating on some cloud, that everything is going to be sunshine. That divine also teaches us to anticipate things that can hinder us in our lives, and that divine will convict us. It won't leave us alone about it, especially if that force have chosen us. That's why we have these dreams, and it put that spirit in us to study things and grow and teach others, because again, we have loved ones that we are connected to, right? Children, family, brothers and sisters in our circle, whether online or in the world, and significant other. Always got to kind of keep things like that in our mind, even though we take solitude and go into ourselves so we can be refreshed and recharged. Never ever forget those that we are connected to, because we're always going to have to communicate, but when you're in a righteous circle, you'll know the right ones that you're connected to. I say that a lot, so I ain't gonna get too deep into that, because I do say that because I keep that in one spirit, so I can keep myself connected to those who are in my circle, family, children, reachers and teachers I listen to, because never ever harbor any kind of wrong, poisonous emotions within. Deal with it at all costs, because that will hinder us, brothers and sisters. Learn to understand ourselves as much as we can. Then we will understand others. Because again, never want to jump off an impulse. That's the worst thing, especially if it's a toxic, wrong impulse. So that was the first stage. I'm gonna read it one more time. Clear water is a positive dream symbol. If you're swimming or spending time near clear water or in your dream, clear water. Let me read that again, because I think I messed up last time I read it. Clear water is a positive dream symbol. If you're swimming or spending time near clear water in your dream, you probably are in touch with your emotions and clear with how you feel about life. So that means if you're dreaming about water, you have tapped into your spiritual world. So, and it's other things that we dream about too. There's many things, outer space, just weird little things. I always study them, look them up. So that was the first stage. Now we're going to kind of go to when dreaming about water means fear or something that or a challenge that you're dealing with. Okay, here we go. This is the second stage. Dreaming about flooding water suggests, or just dreaming about massive amounts of water suggests that you are, dreaming about flooding water, or if you feel fearful around a massive amount of water in your dream, if you feel some kind of fear, which I did last night when I had this dream, dreaming about flooding water or massive amounts of water suggests that you are, and if you're fearful, if you feel fear, you are experiencing overwhelming emotions, often induced by external events. You may be worried about financial difficulties or the well-being of yourself and your loved ones. I just talked about our loved ones. Remember, I always talk about our loved ones. And I'm going to start over. Dreaming about massive amounts of water, flooding water, suggests that you are experiencing overwhelming emotions, often induced by external events. You may be worried about financial difficulties or the well-being of yourself and your loved ones, or you may have been fighting against an undesirable current of events that seems unstoppable. Seems unstoppable, but it's not unstoppable. So That tells me if you're having a dream about a massive amount of water or about floods or something like that and you feel fearful, that means that it's something that we're concerned about within. That means that we are concerned about our loved ones and we think about their welfare, even when we're not around them. And that can be anybody. That can be in our family, that can be in our children. It could be brothers and sisters online, real talk. Because I'm telling you, and just in the world in general, like I said, when we're tapped into that righteous self, that higher self, and we really are truly, once we gotten through all the layers and all the hardships and the shaping and the learning, and then we finally there at that success state of mind and that divine got us, we will connect to the righteous brothers and sisters, and that divine will bring things to us in our dreams, even about those that we haven't even talked to, haven't even met. Like I said, brothers and sisters, I think I said this on a recent podcast. I put it in the end screen that we all, especially if we're melanated, we all are divinely connected, whether we know it or not. We just got to know this and stick to the righteous things of life, because what we put out in this universe is very, very important. And it's unfortunate that some brothers and sisters don't take that serious. It does matter what we put out. And it don't have to be expressing it with our mouth. It can be, we cannot even be saying anything, even within matters, what we put out. Because when that great divine has chosen us, that great divine will convict us so hard, because it's like the great divine is like a tough, strict parent when it knows it sees potential in its brothers and sisters, and soldiers and soldierettes. Salute. That's why it comes in our dreams. That's why that divine is so tough on, the chosen ones. That's why it's so tough on us, because it doesn't want us to mess up. It doesn't want us to be like those that are caught in the matrix and confused and have no idea about the freaking future, disfiguring themselves and doing things for fame and money and don't give a damn and just want clout and all that old dumb shit that has nothing to do with wisdom and spiritual growth. So this is why we study our dreams. This is why we look up our dreams. This is why we pay attention to things, because again, there are always those that we are connected to. So, and like I said, I had a dream actually here recently, and I have in the past. I still have that little bit of, I don't want to say fear, but a little bit of that concern when I have these dreams about massive amounts of water. And that's just mean it's a challenge that I have to overcome within my subconscious. And like the stage says, and also, have concern about my loved ones that I'm connected to, and that's family, children, and those that I listen to online also. They're also in my spirit, because when I take my solitude to go inside and, to develop, my teaching and recharge myself and, so I can come out and be refreshed, it's never a selfish solitude. As I told my 27-year-old, Lord Lamont, and he'll be back on here, and I've talked to him, and we're going to get together, and we're actually going to go to a comedy show, and I'm going to try to make this happen, because me and him he's dealing with some challenges in his life, and I think about him all the time too, and as well as my other biological children. I got biological children, and I have spiritually adopted children. And it's not that we worry about our loved ones. It's just that we don't want nothing to happen. We even protective in our spirit. And I think about my loved ones all the time. So that's probably why I be having these dreams. Not that I'm fearful or scared. It's just this overwhelming spiritual protection I have within, because I don't just think about myself. I think about others, especially those that mean well and those that I'm connected to. And again, that's family in the world, the righteous brothers and sisters now, not the toxic ones, and those that I have learned from online and still listen to today, So that's just one of those dreams just telling me to stay strong, watch the emotions I have, deal with any wrong emotions I have within. And this is something I like to do, I haven't done in a while. I like to call down protection from that higher force, that greater creator, for ourselves, from ourselves, so we don't become our own worst enemy. And that's those in my righteous circle. I'm not talking about the ones in the matrix. I'm not talking about the ones that's confused or toxic, living for fame, clout. Not those. When we're living righteous, we know who the righteous brothers and sisters are. We don't have to split hairs, right? Because what I always say, those who are living a demonic life, great divine will reveal them and take care of them. So, but if only time we pay attention to them only if it affects us and it affects our children. That's when we step in and do something about it. But if it's something that's insignificant to you, brothers and sisters, pay it no mind. Because silence is the best weapon to a toxic, evil entity, person, place, or thing. And as I said, study on how our dreams can define our spiritual walk. And you will learn so many things, not only about ourselves, but also about our loved ones. And we can teach it to them. We have to, like I said, don't be afraid to step into the unknown. Because you will be amazed what you will come across. You will be amazed. And I'm telling you, it's the gift that keeps on giving when we study on a regular basis. And that thing about the popcorn, that's what led me to this podcast. I mean, I just thought it was amazing. Something as simple as popcorn is a symbol of achievement and creativity. And I want to read that one again. Remember the things about the water. If you're having dreams about water, if you feel fearful, check in with your loved ones, call them or something, if you're feeling that. Because that's what, like I said, I want to read that again. Okay, I won't read all of it. But it says, water suggests, if you have fearful thoughts about water, if you see water in your dream and you're fearful of it, suggests that you are experiencing overwhelming emotions, often induced by external events. You may be worried about financial difficulties or the well-being of yourself and your loved ones. And me, financially, the divine has got me good, but I think it's my loved ones that I'd be worried about, because I do think about them a lot. And, so that's what that means. And I just have to make sure I stay around them and do what I can to help keep them protected. So, and I want to read the other thing about water. It's the positive thing. When we think about, it's another reason why we think about water. Now, I know I read this already, but I just want it to be in our subconscious. Dreaming about water. Water is a positive dream symbol. If you're swimming or spending time near clear water in your dream, you probably are in touch with your emotions and clear with how you feel about life. And you know who your spiritual self is. It's beautiful. And let's go back to the popcorn one more time. I think I read popcorn twice, but I just wanted to get in our subconscious. Remember, something as simple as popcorn. Dreaming about popcorn is a sign of high creativity. And those I'm connected to are very, very creative. And remember, I said that brother was eating popcorn in my dream. So we know he's creative. And popcorn is a symbol of transformation. That means that we are transcending. We are leaving the old self and we're stepping into a higher self, a better self. And also what? Teaching it to our loved ones. And transformation through challenges and difficulties. And this dream also symbolizes the achievement of something and how to use every moment as a stepping stone. Every moment, whether it's good or bad. We learn from the bad, we learn what not to do. And the good, we learn that what we put out is what we get back. And this is right here is what one has gotten back from putting out good energy. And like I said, there's going to be some hurdles. There's going to be some challenges. But when we are spiritually in tune with oneself, won't mean shit. We'll go through challenges like a breeze. Now, some challenges might take some critiquing, some thinking and some setting back and studying, because every challenge is different. But the key word, study. And then we will begin to know, especially looking up our dreams and taking our dreams serious. I'm telling you, we can almost see the future. We can almost prevent things from happening when we study our dreams. And when we study our dreams, we will begin to know Dreams will let us know. Studying our dreams is how we can define our spiritual walk. I'm telling you, it's a guarantee. So that's my thought. So take the time, pinpoint your dreams. You will understand a lot of things. It's really a really great, amazing spiritual world out there, and we just have to know that, and we just have to know that. But once we step into it, we'll be like, wow, holy, we just have to step into that spiritual realm and not be stuck in this conditioning that so many of us have come through. We have to get out of that conditioning and the old way of thinking. We gotta ascend, brothers and sisters, because as I said, there are a lot of great soldiers and soldierettes being manifested every day. So as much as this negative things going on, I think positivity is taking over. And I want to give a salute to brothers and sisters that squash beef, because I seen a clip of some comedians I see on YouTube, and I'm subscribed to them actually, and they do little clips, and they're very hilarious. I won't say their names, but they were beefing, but then they made another video where they squashed the beef, and I thought that was wonderful. And it was two brothers and sisters too. We got to stop this beefing shit, especially those in our circle. Come on now. We're spiritually awakened. Get away from that beefing shit. Unless it's life threatening, we take different actions then. But if it's not, and it's just something stupid and something because of social media, man, it's a beautiful thing. And I salute to those brothers that squashed that beef and they were brothers and that were man enough to get on the video and talk about it and talk it out and squash the beef. And that's a beautiful thing. And what those brothers did was plant that seed, and because they are very, very big influencers, so that's a ripple effect, and a lot of young brothers and sisters saw this. So that's great, and they have no idea the spiritual seed that they have set, and great things will come back to them for that. So I salute to those brothers and anyone that squashes any stupid ass beef about them. That's because we need soldiers and soldierettes out here. Salute, because entities are trying to close in on us, but it ain't gonna happen. It's all an illusion, brothers and sisters. We got a lot of soldiers and soldierettes out here. Salute. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Let's stay away from the beefing. Sometimes we might not overstand or understand or understand each other, but if it's not life-threatening, love one another the best way we can. Study them dreams and how our dreams will define our spiritual walk. So that's my thought. And I know I said that a few times, but I want people to take their dreams serious. I'm telling you, it will help you in so many ways on your walk. You think you see things now, you will really see it if we study our dreams. So salute to the reachers and teachers, and salute to those that have been riding along on this journey. As always, I appreciate you, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful, prosperous life, as well as the reachers and teachers. And I honor your family. I honor my family. Salute. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please have the ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. One. Salute.